So after the last work that I did, I realized that I have been painting really wrong all this time. I've started to make some tries in rendering, some studies and things, and I decided to make like a new character design. So before going through all the render part, alright, I'm gonna go quickly with the process of first designing. As always, I start with a little prompt. A witch or a sorcerer, like a magical being, alright? A witch that lives in the forest selling magical objects or premonition in exchange for souls, for the evil entity that he has a contract with. So, the first thing was to make like rough designs, alright? The tent is not important, alright, I just did it because I want to sketch some tents. Here is just like rough sketch. I haven't watched any type of references, I'm just playing with some shapes and making my mind go through how this person would look like. After that, I started to find some references, alright, and I started to make some serious design, alright. You can see that I have like a more classical evil trader, with that smile. Then I went for a more mystical, magical person, mysterious one with that mask and that wintry cloak, because all this is like in snowy forest, snowy mountains, so it's cold. So yeah, this one is like more traveler thing. It didn't look that much of a trader, so I went for the last one. And the last one, I did want to make something more interesting, push the shapes. And that's because, like the previous one, the 2, it was like too normal. It didn't have like that thing. So having this big person, because it makes sense for me. You are in the forest, in a snowy forest, in mountains, traveling, going with that massive backpack that has all the stuff in, you have to be kind of strong to go around there. So I wanted to showcase that, and also I like the hands, the big hands with the rings, to showcase that he has some type of wealth, Then after doing this, I went to make the same stuff that I liked, but play a little bit with it, make some variations. And with those variations, I stuck out with the 2, alright? And the 2 of this one is like a mix of the 3 and the 2 of the previous step. I always try to learn what I like from the previous things, and I try to apply it, alright? Then I made some color keys. As you can see, the best one is the 3 by far, and the 3 is like the mix of the 1 and the 2. I was trying to add some type of purple, because we normally relate purple, with magical stuff, mystical stuff. I don't know exactly why, but this is how it works normally. So, after having all this, alright, I already have the sketch, the colors and everything, alright? Here is the important part that I was searching for, the render, right? And here, without noticing, I started to render like I always do, I said, alright, let's just stop here. Let's just stop. I'm not gonna erase this, but let's just stop. Let's go back, alright? Let's go back with the sketch and the base colors, and let's go slowly but well done. So I made the shadows, alright? The first thing that I wanted to do is to indicate the shapes and the way of the main light. That was like the most important thing to do right now, so I chose shadows, basic shadows. Then after doing that, I said, you know what, I'm going to do something that I normally don't do, that is make middle tones. Like, I'm not used to do middle tones. It didn't came out like really well, but still I think it helped a lot, because middle tones help to visualize the shape of the things even better, you know? So yeah, then I added the light, and honestly, here you can start seeing that this is going well. I was really liking this, and making this made me realize how fast I'm able to render if I go like step by step, you know, without rushing things, without going chaotic, you know, put some order, you know, and going through the steps consciously. Because I was trying to make like, alright, this is like the final shadow, and trying to make like everything really defined and really refined. I was treating every step like this is the final, even though I knew that maybe in the last step, that is like putting all together and paint over it, you know, I had to fix some stuff, but doesn't matter, you know, I was going for that intention, making things really clear and clean. After adding the light, I took everything and I started rendering, you know, adding more detail, making zoom, going to the things, mainly adding a lot of occlusions, because occlusions, I also really like occlusions, right? So I was adding all this variety of tones and things, working slowly but surely, and without noticing, I added like a highlight layer, you know, for the brights, and I had the final piece really quickly and really good. And I saw that and I said, wow, this is the way, right? This is the fucking way. So yeah, I'm just really happy with this result. And I think that this type of render makes you even be more consistent, you know? Because you have steps, clear steps. And I realize also that first, midtones are really important, and second, dude, it doesn't matter like the order of the steps. Like, you can do light first, you can do shadow second, and you can do middle tones third, right? Or move it, it doesn't matter. That's the main thing, it doesn't matter. The thing is just do the things step by step, generally. So yeah, I have been painting wrong all my life, and I didn't know it. I'm gonna do a couple of more character designs with this to see how consistent this is, and I'm gonna play with the steps to see what is more comfortable for me and what gives the better result. But yeah, that's all. By the way, if you like the video and the art, give a like and subscribe. Bye.